Hello people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking. I am Abigail Usimiri. For those who are new here and those who are just passing by, please do not just pass by, become a family by hitting that like button and subscribe to the channel. So today we're going to talk about domestic violence. After the case of our sister OSINACHI NWACHUKWU, a lot of issues started coming up. Like some men started coming out to say that we are only talking about the violence that are being done to women. We are not talking about the violence that women are doing to men. So these are the accusations from people, and there was a video I came across. So we're going to watch that video and then we're going to be right back.
What about the women that will be abusing a man verbally, and the man wants to take a walk and avoid the drama, and she goes and locks the door and tell the man, you cannot do anything, you will kill me today? For him to sit down and be correcting the insult of your man, you stupid, you bastard, everything. Let's tell ourselves the truth. There are two things about a man and a woman. A man has might, a woman has might. The only way a man can show he's a man is by raising his might, is by showing you how powerful he is. The only way a woman can show she's a woman is our mouth. No, we talk 2-4-7. We express ourselves more by talking, but men don't talk. Men also suffer domestic violence too. They're bleeding in their head. That's why they die quickly. They don't know how to express themselves. If we must reduce domestic violence, women, we must bridle our tongues. We need to reduce verbal abuse. Yes, just that the law in this country does not have law for that. You assault people, you call them names, you push them, you do a whole lot of things to them. And when they want to react by beating you, we tell them to be men, be a man. Why can't you be a woman and shut up your mouth? If you want a man to be a man and not beat you up, be a woman and zip your mouth. Men, hold your man. Women, zip your mouth. Yes, it's high time we begin to control our tempers. Men, control your temper, do not hit your woman. Women, control your mouth, stop running your mouth. Yes. You don't expect to give people dagger, you don't expect to kill people and expect them to just sit down and be looking at you. They're humans. Men have blood flowing through their veins. They don't tell me about maturity. They're humans. Because when these men keep quiet for the first, you are mad. You tell them you are stupid, they keep quiet. You tell them you're a bastard, you keep repeating it and they keep taking it. They're human, they have blood flowing through their veins. Women have told men things that is enough to kill a human being. They are suffering mentally. They can't even voice out. Society would not even listen to them because they are supposed to be a man. Women, please, I am begging you, if domestic violence must reduce, let us bridle our tongues. 65 of women who suffer domestic violence give the men verbal abuse. The remaining ones, it might just be a man trying to show his might, or a man just being wicked, or a man just being heartless. But 65 to 70% of women abuse men verbally. That's what causes domestic violence. Tell yourself the truth. Let us all work on ourselves. Be a man, you too be a woman. Oga, hold your might. Madam, shut up your mouth. This thing is supposed to be equal. Let it not be one-sided. Enough of that. Men are also human beings. Now, person born them too.
Yes, my people, welcome back. There are some points she made. In totality, I'm not going to agree to some points. Let's say if I'm going to give 100, I'm going to give a 90 because a lot of what she said is true. It's something we see and it happens. But where I have issues is there are some men that no matter what their wife does, they look at it like, they look at their wife like something that irritates them. Like they are forcing them to live with her. Like they took her and then begged him to just accept her into his house. A lot of women go through that. In our neighborhood, most of the times we see things like this. They come back home, they do not provide for food, they come back home and if there's no food, they beat the hell out of these women. They have children, they want more children, but they don't have the resources to take care of these children. And they make the woman like a machine that produces children, a machine that take care of the house, a machine that needs to be responsible at all time. When they call her, she has to be. And like I will always say, domestic violence to men is as a result of unconscious retaliation. unconscious retaliation in the sense that a lot of women saw the way their mothers were being treated. Those times you can't say, when they beat you, you have to go and cry, and when they call you, you rush back, clean your tears, and then serve them food and whatever. So these girls grew up becoming women. They are scared. They try to avoid whatever it is that happened to their mothers by protecting themselves, and that's why you see women who are hot-headed against their husbands. And I discovered that women who are like this have men that are good, and women who are calm, humble, respectful have men that are useless like this. So sometimes you look at the world, things are not balanced. But what are we to do? Is violence the way? Violence is definitely not the way. So like what she said, that a lot of things triggers domestic violence, and she said women triggers it. In some cases, not in all cases. Like I said, frustration. A lot of men are frustrated when they see that things are not working. And this is why I talk about, some marriages, after 1 year, you begin to see that the husband begins to change. Just know that marriage, that wedding, maybe there was debts involved. Most of the ones I've seen and I've evaluated, debts were involved. When they were preparing for marriage, the finance was not there to that extent, and they had to borrow to make what they want, their dream wedding, so-called dream wedding. And this is what I begin to say: when a woman loves you, she won't push you into going to borrow money to come and wed. Because when you're doing that, you're not thinking of how your future is going to be. And when a man really wants a home that is happy, he will not go and borrow money because of a woman and then marry the woman. A woman you're borrowing money to marry, how will your life be in the future? So these are the things that are not planned before marriage, some of these things, in some cases. So after marriage now, time to pay back the debts. You begin to see that, yes, he's working, but he needs to pay back debts. And the money is not enough anymore. Then he was single, he wasn't having responsibilities. Now he's married, a lot of responsibilities are on his head. He has younger ones, he has parents to take care of, and now he has a wife, and maybe a pregnancy is on the way, or a child is already there. So now some persons, they hold debts to up to 6 months to 1 year. So tell me, how will a man with that kind of life come home peacefully and smile? Especially when the woman is a housewife. She's always sitting down in the house waiting for the man to go and bring money. And it is this woman that pushed this man into debt. And the man, because he refuses to use his common sense, he went into debt, and he accepted and went into debt. And now it's time to pay back. There's a problem. So, because the money is not there enough anymore, there's a lot of responsibilities. You see, frustration starts coming in, and before you know, the man begins to regret marrying the woman. To the point that I see some of them quarreling, and they'll tell you, I regret marrying you. If I had known, I would have not married you. So I'm going to bed parlors and start discussing with their friends. Since I married this woman, she has been a bad luck to me. I have never progressed since I married this woman. And before you know, bad influence starts coming from there. And some will tell you, even my wife, I don't take shit from her. She's the one that does this. She has to do that. Some of these things are not true. And then he comes home with these ideas and starts loading it on the wife. Before you know, the woman starts crying, things have changed, and since God gave us mouth, like she said, we have to talk. Definitely we have to talk. That is our nature. And then we talk without controlling the mouth. Before you know, beating enters, and it will be like a normal thing. So this is what pushes a lot of things to be wrong, and it triggers domestic violence in some cases. I'm not saying in all. Now, the woman's mouth. Yes, this is how we are. We talk a lot though. We talk. And that's why I say you need to be a man to marry. It's not everything your wife says to you at the moment where she's angry that you take to heart. When your wife is talking, leave. Like what she says, some women, even when the man wants to leave, they will go and stand on the door and say, you will not leave. You will kill me today. You will kill me. Yes, it happens like that. But if you're in that shoe, you need someone who is so matured, someone who grew up, did not see his parents beating each other. You know, most of these men that decide to believe that the end source of all problem is beating is, most of them see their fathers beating their mothers. So they grow up with that character and they feel that is the best way. Now she's standing on the door. She don't want you to leave. No, there are some things you can do. It's difficult. It's difficult. You married her. That means you knew her. You knew her weakness. You knew her strength. If you do not know yourself to that point, then something is wrong. If you cannot control your anger, if it's your wife that is hurt at that moment, there are things you can do. You're the one that married yourself. If it's your husband that is hurt at that moment, there are things you can do to calm him down, because you agreed to marry yourself. Now, societal influence. There are some community that believe that the woman is the inferior, the man is to lord it over the woman, and some persons still have this idea that the only language women understand is beating. So there are a lot of things that counters her idea. Yes, what she said is happening and it's true. There's no doubt. But there are other things that counter it. Some grew up in communities like that and feel that the man is in charge, the man is the superior, the man is the oga. No matter what, he cannot say sorry to the wife even if he's the one that makes mistake. And this woman also is a human being, as the man is a human being, like you said. The woman also is a human being. So when the man cannot control, cannot swallow some things, the woman cannot control herself, cannot swallow some things, and there's no maturity of this, then a lot of things comes up. Before you know, you start hitting yourselves. See, we need to be man enough, we need to be women enough to know when to give up, to know when to say, I can't take this anymore. Because if you are living in a marriage where you cannot talk calmly unless you hit each other, you cannot talk to her in a matured way, call yourself to order after your head is hot, you talk to yourself and calm yourself down. If you cannot do that unless you hit her, please leave that woman. Get a divorce. Marriage is not by force. It's not by force, for Christ's sake. There's no marriage in heaven. I will continue repeating this, that you kill somebody. Even Monica, the mother of St. Augustine, she was also in an abusive marriage, but the husband didn't kill her. She tried to work it out because she believed it's going to work out. She saw it was going to work out. That was why she endured it. She stayed. And that time is not now. If you sense it that this man is violent to the point that he's speaking some things, there are some things he's doing to you, what's the point of staying? If you cannot talk to yourself in a way that you listen to your husband and give him the respect as a man, and you have to shout at him and insult him and trigger violence, then leave him. It's not a crime if you tell him you're leaving. Yes, it's going to affect your children, of course. There are a lot of persons that got a divorce and their life is still good. Sometimes these marriages, we make mistakes. We just make decisions and jump into it. At the end, we discover that we are not meant to be. You separate. Please, don't go and start telling people that I'm saying divorce is good, and the rest of that. Yes, it will have effect. But your life comes first. You are so important. Be you a man or a woman. You cannot just, even you yourself do not have the right to take your life. Talk less of someone else taking your life. That tells us how important we are to God. So let go when it's time to let go. Cut off when it's time to cut off. There are persons that let go and their life is better. Like some of you. So you are an example to others. It's not a do or die affair. You must not die. Yes, it's for better, for worse. Till death do you part, but you not say till you kill yourself.